Journey's End was established years and years ago for unwanted, unadoptable animals. And we no longer are able to bring them in from homes because we have so many phone calls wanting help there. So now we only take them off the streets or out of the woods. If they're unadoptable, if they're handicapped, and we don't adopt out, we keep them for life. And we have, it's like a 3-house complex. One is a cattery with only cats in it. The others have cats and dogs and chickens outside and pigs and sheep and everything. They all get along together. We have no cages and no runs. They all run freely. They're all in-house animals, so they go out to play, but they're in at night. And we have, they sleep on beds and on couches, so they're not contained in any kind of a container. It's just a different philosophy. 59 dogs, 230 some odd cats, 3 sheep, 4 horses, 2 pigs, and we haven't counted the chickens. They move too quickly. Lilo in the wagon was born with a deformed pelvic bone, so she no longer walks. She just bounces around, or never did walk, actually. She was born that way. We have a blind Weimaraner from a puppy mill in Gainesville that was born with no retinas. If their blindness can be corrected, the little dog that's running around Troubles has lenses in his eyes. So if it can be corrected, we give him sight. The little hound dog that we have was born with terminal glaucoma, found in the forest in Ocala with untreated glaucoma, so it's too late for us to help him. Our main concern is the veterinarian bills, because we do have a lot of handicapped animals and elderly animals, so the vet bills are very high. Skippy has Rose bone cyst, which will subside now that he's reached maturity. And everybody thought he was paralyzed, and unfortunately, the first night we had him, he was so active, he broke his leg, and he had to go to the specialist. And then he went to the specialist weekly for a cast change, and they saw the change in him, and they said, no, he's not paralyzed, he's just atrophied from being in a cage all his life. So now we're trying to build up his muscles so that he can walk. We have him in wheels, and we don't have the slings on the back, so if you notice, every once in a while he'll try to take a step. We're trying to build up his muscles so he'll ultimately be out of wheels. We hope within the next 2 to 3 months. Dog on Wheels donated them to us. They're out of Montana, and they made them for us. And they do wheels for sheep and horses and all kinds of animals, not just dogs. Years ago, I had Oriental rugs. We had big house parties, beautiful house parties. I brought my china out. Now I use a microwave and paper towels, and the rugs are long gone. Tell me where the cookies are. Where's the cookies? My husband and I were animal cruelty investigators, and we started bringing the worst cases home while waiting to go to court, and most of the time it never happened. And then we kind of gave up the animal cruelty. It just, you get depressed and burned out. So we gave that up and started just rescuing on our own. Troubles. We don't need that. A bad habit of saying if I die, which is really bad because I know I'm going to die one day. I have to change my grammar. But my grandfather was 97, and he drove his little car to my aunt's house, had dinner that night, spent the night. The next day he was reading the morning newspaper, and he put his head down, and they thought he was napping, and he was dead. And my father, in his late 90s, also was putting a roof on the back of a little mud porch in upstate New York, and he went in to have lunch, take a break to have lunch, and he put his head down in his chair, and he died. So I tell everybody, if I sit still any length of time, check me out.
Come on, Skippy. Come on, let me get your toy. Come on, Skip.